One of the founding and until today enduring principles of the British Bobby was that he or she went about their business of protecting the public in an impartial manner, not openly showing favouritism towards one group or another. Imagine my surprise, therefore, when I saw an official tweet recently by the South Wales Police Lesbian, Gay, Bisexual and Transgender Association after they proudly announced that they were giving their officers and staff the ability to show their support by wearing trans epaulets and LGBT thin blue line patches on their uniforms. In my humble opinion, that is an appalling misjudgment. It is not for serving police officers to visibly display support for any political or special interest group. They should certainly not be wearing any adornment during their working hours that could be seen as giving preference to one section of society over another, or perhaps more importantly, offending some of them. Policing can be a challenging job. How might a committed Muslim or Christian or East African who does not approve of LGBT orientation react to being dealt with by a police officer wearing a rainbow badge? Perhaps that member of the public is a victim or a witness. Do the police really need to risk offending them or disturbing them, or even creating an unnecessary distraction by wearing the rainbow colours? It's certainly not going to help. How welcome would a neighbourhood officer who is attempting to build a close relationship with the Muslim community be if he or she enters a Sunni mosque displaying open support for values which many Muslims find abhorrent? It will almost certainly militate against that officer having a productive interaction with either the imam or the congregation. Moreover, it is concerning that the officer himself or herself feels that it's appropriate for them to make a visible demonstration of their view or leanings as they go about their job. What the hell are senior police officers trying to do in encouraging these displays? It might be said that the LGBT community has suffered abuse, assault and unfairness because of who they are, but then so have so many other sections of society, yet the police don't go around with motifs or colours about battered women, abused children, or in support of a host of different ethnic or religious minorities. That is because it is the job of the police to look after us all, regardless of who or what we are. Such blatant virtue signalling and pandering to the LGBT community undermines one of the 9 principles of law enforcement that have made our police unique in the world for 200 years, since they were first set out by Robert Peel back in 1829. Principle number 5 begins, the police shall seek and preserve public favour not by catering to public opinion, but by constantly demonstrating absolute impartial service to the law. All 46 major police forces in the United Kingdom have LGBT, black, Muslim, even in some cases Asian police associations. What the hell is all that about? All are staffed by paid officers and civilian staff. They receive public funding for their activities and the officers get extra time to manage them. What does this do for victims of burglary? How do they improve the lot of a battered and abused victim of domestic violence? How do they stop anti-social yobs on our streets? The answer is they don't. But they do enable lots of nice virtue signalling, which seem to be more important to the police these days. We just want the police to turn up if louts are causing trouble on our housing estates, or if our homes get burgled, or if we get assaulted on the street, for the police to do something, some real policing perhaps, not grandstand their support for LGBT rights or those of any other special interest group. I have some advice for chief constables over this. Stop and think what you're doing. Your police forces are there to serve and protect the public. You rely on them to be witnesses in court, and you rely on them to help police officers when they are in difficulty. The public are not impressed by rainbow epaulets any more than they would be by a Black Lives Matter symbol, an Aryan fist or a hammer and sickle embroidered on an officer's uniform. Even a Britain First logo, laudable though that might be, is not a suitable adornment for the uniform of a police officer. And I say that as chairman of Britain First. If your officers want to wear rainbow colours, they can do so when they're off duty. But let's have no more of this woke, politically correct bullshit. Just do your jobs and remember you are here to serve us and not the other way around.